I can't find it.
As
Act 4, Scene 4. Right, I'm sorry.
No, scene 3.
Scene 3.
look where Florizel enters. Does it say Florizel enters?
Florizel and Perdita?
Yes.
That's the one.
Not in my book.
Okay, well then we're gonna skip you.
Are we ready?
Oh, mine is labeled Scene 4, Florizel and Perdita.
Throw that book out.
Oh,
Mine too.
What?
error in the bill.
The Riverside Shakespeare, excuse me.
Ours is
Okay.
4.
Is that
Okay.
your first line?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, wait a minute, Peter.
Okay.
Is that your first line?
What, Florizel?
Yes.
I'm reading Florizel? I didn't know that.
No, you're not reading it. I want you to make sure you know where we are.
Yes, I am. This is Scene 4, enter Florizel and Perdita.
Okay, read what it says.
These are unusual weeds that
Okay,
we
great.
find of you.
Great.
Right?
Let's go on then.
Okay, you're there. You ready?
Peter, ahead of us all.
Yeah.
Go.
Take 40. These your unusual weeds to each part of you do give a life. But Flora peering in April's front, this your sheep-shearing is as a meeting of the petty gods, and you the queen on it.
Sir, my gracious lord, to chide at your extremes, it is not becomes me. Oh, pardon that I name them. Your high self, the gracious mark of the land, you have obscured with a swaying swearing, and me, poor lowly maid, most goddess-like pranked up, but that our heart, our feast in every mess have folly, and the feeders digest it with a custom. I should blush to see you so attired, swoon, I think, to show myself a glass.
I bless the time when my good falcon made her flight across thy father's ground.
Now Jove affords you cause, to me the difference forges dread. Your greatness hath not been used to fear. Even now I tremble to think your father by some accident should pass this way as you did. Oh, the fates! How he would look to see his work so noble, vilely bound up. What would he say? Or how should I in these my borrowed flaunts behold the sternness of his presence?
Apprehend nothing but jollity. The gods themselves, humbling their deities to love, have taken the shapes of beasts upon them. Jupiter became a bull and bellowed, the green Neptune a ram and bleated, and the fire-robed god, golden Apollo, a poor humble swain, as I seem now. Their transformations were never for a bright piece of beauty rarer, nor in a way so chaste, since my desires run not before mine honor, nor my lust burn hotter than my faith.
Oh, but sir, your resolution cannot hold, when 'tis supposed as it must be by the power of the king. One of these two must be necessities, which then will speak, that you must change this purpose, or I my life.
Thou, dearest Perdita, with these forced thoughts, I prithee, darken not the mirth of thy feast. Or I'll be thine, my fair, or not my father's, for I cannot be my own, or anything to any, if I be not thine. To this I am most constant, through destiny say no. Be merry, gentle, strangle such thoughts as these with anything that you behold the while. Your guests are coming. Lift up your consonants, as were the day of celebration of that nuptial which we too have sworn shall come.
O Lady Fortune, stand you auspicious.
See, your guests approach. Address yourself to entertain them sprightly, and let's be red with mirth.
My daughter, when my old wife lived, Upon this day she was both pantler, butler, cook, and both dame and servant, and welcomed all and served all, and would sing her song and dance her turn. Now here at the upper end of the table, now in the middle, on his shoulder and his, her face afire was labor, and the thing that she took to quench it, she would each one sip. You are retired, and you were feasted one, and not the hostess of this meeting. Pray you bid these unknown friends to us welcome, for it is a way to make us better friends, more known. Come quench your blushes and present yourself. That which you are, mistress of the feast, come on and bid us welcome to your sheep-shearing, as your good flock shall prosper.
Sir, welcome. It is my father's will I should take on me the hostessship of the day. You're welcome, sir. Give me these flowers, dear Dorcas. Reverend sir, for you, there's rosemary and rue. These keep seeming and savor all the winter long. Grace and remembrance to you both, and welcome to our shearing.
Shepherdess, a fair one, will you fit in our ages with flowers of winter?
Sir, the year growing ancient, not yet on summer's death, not on the birth of trembling winter, the fairest flowers of the season are our carnations and streaked gillywors, which some call nature's bastards. Of that kind our rustic gardens barren, and I care not to get slips of them.
Wherefore, gentle maiden, do you neglect them?
For I have heard it said, there is an art which in their piedness shares with great creating nature.
Say there be, yet nature hath made better, by no mean by nature makes that mean. So over that which you say adds to nature, is an art that nature makes. You see, sweet maid, we marry a gentler scion to the wildest stock, to make conceive the bark a baser kind by bud of noble race. This is an art which does mend nature, change it rather, but art itself is nature.
So it is.
Then make thou your garden rich in gillivers, and do not call them bastards.
I'll not put the dibble in earth to set one slip of them, no more than were I painted. I would wish this youth would say, 'twere well, and only therefore desire to breed by me. Here's flowers for you. Hot lavender, mints, savory, marjoram, the marigold that goes to bed with the sun, and with him rises weeping. These are flowers of middle summer, and I think they are given to men of middle age. You're very welcome.
I should have lived gazing were I of your flock, and only live by gazing.
Out, alas! You'll be so lean that blasts of January would blow you through and through. Now, my fairest friend, I would I had some flowers of the spring that might become your time of day, and yours, that wear upon your virgin branches yet, your maidenheads growing. O Proserpina, for the flowers now that are frighted, thou lett'st it fall. From Dis's wagon daffodils, that become before the swallow dates, and take the winds of March with beauty, violets dim, but sweeter than the lids of Juno's eyes, or Cerithria's breath, pale primroses that die unmarried, ere they can behold bright Phoebus in his strength, a malady most incident to maids, bold oxlips, and the crowned imperial lilies of all kinds, the flower de luce being one. Oh, these I lack, to make you garlands of, my sweet friend, to strew him o'er and o'er.
What, like a course?
No, like a bank for love to lie and play on. Not like a corse, or not to be buried, But quick and in mine arms, come, take your flowers. Methinks thy plays I have seen them do in Whitsun pastorals. Sure, this raw robe of mine does change my disposition.
What you do still betters what is done. When you speak, sweet, I'll have you do it like ever. When you sing, I'll have you buy and sell so give alms, pray so, and for the ordering your affairs, to sing them too. And when you do dance, I wish you a wave of the sea, that you may ever do nothing but that, move still, still so, and no other function, each your doing, so singular, each particular, crowns that you are doing in the present deed, that all your acts are queens.
O Doricles, your praises are too large, but that your youth and the true blood which peeps fairly through it do plainly give you out an unstained shepherd. With wisdom I might fear, my Doricles, you would me the false way.
I think you have as little skill to fear as I have purpose to put you to it. But come, our dance, I pray. Your hand, my Perdita, so turtles pair that never mean to part.
I'll swear for him.
This is the prettiest low form that ever ran on the green sword. Nothing she does or seems but smacks of something greater than herself, too noble for this place.
He tells her something that makes her blood look out. Good sooth, she is the queen of curds and cream.
Come on, strike up.
Mopsa must be your mistress. Mary Garlic to bed her kissing with.
Now in good time.
Not a word, a word. We stand upon our manners. Come, strike up.
Pray, good shepherd, what fair swain in this which dances with your daughter?
They call him Doricles, and boasts himself to have a worthy feeding. I but have it upon his own report, and I believe it, that he looks like sooth. He says he loves my daughter, and I think so too, for never gazed the moon upon the water as he'll stand and read as 'twere my daughter's eyes. And then, to be plain, I think there is not a half a kiss to choose who loves another best.
She dances featly.
So she does anything, though I report it, that should be silent. And if young Doricles do light upon her, she shall bring him that he does not dream of.
Oh, master, if you did but hear the peddler at the door, you would never dance again after a tabor and a pipe. No, a bagpipe could not move you. He sings several tunes faster than you tell money. He utters them as if he had eaten ballad, and all men's ears grew to his tune. He could never come better. He shall come in. I love a ballad, but even too well. If it be doleful matter, merrily set down, or a very pleasant thing indeed, sung lamentably. Sorry, somebody else wants to serve?
He has songs for man or woman of all sizes, so no milliner can fit his customers with gloves. He has the prettiest love songs for maids, and so without bawdry, which is strange, with such delicate burdens of dildos and fadings, jumper and thumper. And there were some stretch-mouthed rascal would, as it were, mean mischief and break a foul shape into the matter. Oh, he makes the maid answer, whoop! Oh, do he no harm, good man? Puts him off, slights him with whoop. Do me no harm, good man.
Oh, this is a brave fellow.
Believe me, thou talkest of an admirable conceited fellow. Has he any unbraided wares?
He hath ribbons of all the colors in the rainbow, and points more than all the lawyers in Bohemian can learnedly handle. Though he come to him by the gross ankles, cadices, cambrics, longs, why he sings them over. And there were gods or goddesses, you would think a smock were a she-angel. She so chanced to the sleeve hand, and the work about the square on't.
Prithee, bring him in. Let him approach singing.
Forewarn him that he use no scurrilous words in his tunes.
You have of these peddlers that have fallen in you think, what?
Aye, good brother, or go about to think.
On as wide as driven snow, cypress black as error the crow, gloves as sweet as damask roses, masks for faces and for noses, gold bracelet, necklace, amber, perfume for the lady's chamber, golden coifs and stomach curs, for my lads to give their dear, pins and posts, knives for lack of head to heel. Come buy of me, come buy, buy lads, or else your lasses cry, come buy.
If I were not in love with Mopsa, thou shouldst take no money of me. But being enthralled as I am, it will also be the bondage of certain ribbons and gloves.
I was promised them against the feast, but they came not too late now.
He hath promised you more than that, or there be liars.
He hath paid you all he promised you. Maybe he had paid you more, which will shame you to give him again.
Is there no manners left among maids? Will they wear their plackets where they should bear their faces? Is there not milking time when you were going to bed or kiln hole to whistle off these things? But you must be tittle-tattling before all our guests. 'Tis well they are whispering. Clamor your tongues and not a word more.
I have done. Come, you promised me a twardy lace and a pair of sweet gloves.
Have I not told thee how I was cozened by the way and lost all my money?
And indeed, sir, there are cozeners abroad. Therefore it behooves men to be wary.
Fear thou not, man, thou shalt lose nothing here.
I hope so, sir, for I have about me many parcels of change.
Oh, what hast thou here, ballad?
Pray now, by some I love a ballad, in prints a life, for then we are sure they are true.
Here's one to a very doleful tune, how a usurer's wife brought to bed of 20 money bags at a burthen of how she longed to eat adders' heads and toads carbonatold.
Is this true? Think you?
Very true, but a month old.
Bless me from marrying a usurer.
Here's the midwife's name to it, one Mistress Tail Porter, and 5 or 6 honest wives that were present. Why should I carry lies abroad?
Pray you now, buy it.
Come on, lay it by, and let's first see more ballads. We'll buy the other things anon.
Here's another ballad of a fish that appeared upon the coast of Wednesday, the 80 of April. 40,000 fathoms above water, and sung this ballad against the hot hots of maids. It was so thought she was a woman and was turned into a cold fish, for she would not execute flesh that one loved her. The ballad is very pitiful and as true.
It is true, too, think you?
5 justices' hands at it, and witnesses more than my pack will hold.
Lay it by to another.
This is a merry ballad, but a very pretty one.
Let's have some merry ones.
Why, this is a passing merry one, and goes to the tune of 2 maids wooing a man. There's one scarce a maid westward, but she sings it. 'Tis in request, I can tell you.
We can both sing it. If thou is bear a part, thou shalt hear 'tis in 3 parts.
We had the tune on it a month ago.
I can bear my part, but you must know 'tis my occupation. Have at it with you. Get you hence, for I must go where it fits you do not to know.
Whither?
Oh, whither?
Whither?
It becomes thy oath full well, thou to me thy secrets tell.
Me too, let me go thither.
Oh, thou goest to the grange or mill?
If so either, thou dost ill.
Neither.
What? Neither.
Neither.
Thou hast sworn my love to be.
Thou hast sworn it more to me. Then whither goest? Say whither.
We'll have this song out and on by ourselves. My father and the gentlemen are in sad talk, and will not trouble them. Come, bring away thy pack. Wenches, I'll buy for you both. Peddler, let's have the first choice. Follow me, girl.
And you shall pay well for them. Will you buy any tape or lace for your cape? My dainty duck, my dear, any silk, any thread, any toys for your head, any newest, finest, fairest, finest, wear. Come to the peddler, money's a meddler, thou doth utter all men's wear.
And we'll skip the rest of all that scene. And Polixenes comes on after the dance of the 12 satires.
Oh, Father,
Yes.
you'll know more of that hereafter. Is it not too far gone? 'Tis time to part them. He's simple, yet sells much. How now, fair shepherd? Your heart is full of something that does take your mind from feasting. Sooth, when I was young and handed love as you do, I was wont to load. I was wont to load my she with knacks. I would have ransacked the Poland's silken treasury and would have poured it to her acceptance. You have let him go, and nothing marred it with him. It's if your last interpretation should abuse and call this your lack of love or bounty, you were strated for a reply, or at least if you made a care of happy holding her.
Old sir, I know she prizes not such trifles as these are. The gifts she looks from me are packed and locked upon my heart, which I have given already, but not delivered. Oh, hear me breathe my life before this ancient sir, who, it should seem, hath sometime loved. I take thy hand, this hand, and as soft as dove's down, as white as it, or Ethiopian's tooth, or the fanned snow that is bolted by the northern blast twice o'er.
What follows this? How prettily the young swain seems to watch the hand of the was fair before. I have put you out, but to your protestation, let me hear what you profess.
Do, and bear witness to it.
And this my neighbor too?
And he, and more than he, and men, the earth, the heavens, and all, that were I crowned the most imperial monarch, whereof most worthy were I the fairest youth that ever made I swerve, had force and knowledge more than was ever man's, I would not prize them without her love. For her employ them all, commend them, condemn them to her service, or to their own perdition.
Fairly offered.
This shows a sound affection. But my daughter, so you like to him? Perdita? Perdita?
I turned off my sound, sorry. I cannot speak so well, nothing so well. No mean better. By the pattern of my own thoughts, I cut out the purity of his.
Take hands, a bargain, and friends unknown, you shall bear witness to't. I give my daughter to him, and will make her portion equal his.
Oh, that must be, in the virtue of your daughter, one being dead. I shall have more than you can dream of yet. Enough, then, for your wonder, but come on, contract us for these witnesses.
Hum your hand, and daughter yours.
Swain, for a while, beseech you, have you a father?
I have, but what of him?
Knows he of this?
He neither does nor shall.
Methinks a father is at the nuptial of his son a guest that best becomes the table. Pray you once more, is not your father grown incapable of reasonable affairs? Is he not stupid with age and altering rooms? Can he speak, hear, no man from man, dispute his own estate? Lies he not bedrid, and again does nothing but what he did, being childish?
No, good sir. He has his health, and ampler strength indeed than most have of his age.
Oh, by my white beard, or Mikey's, you offer him. If this be so, a wrong, something unfilial. Reason, my son, should choose him a wife, but as good reason, the father of all, whose joy is nothing else but fair posterity, should hold some counsel on such business.
I yield all this, but for some other reasons, my grave sir, which 'tis not fit you know, I not acquaint my father of this business.
Well, let him know it.
He shall not.
Prithee, let him.
No, he must not.
Let him, my son. He shall not need degree at knowing of thy choice.
Come, he must not. Mark our contract.
Mark your divorce, young sir, whom son I dare not call. Thou art too base to be acknowledged. Thou, a scepter's heir, thus affects a young sheep hook. Thou, old traitor, I am sorry that by hanging thee, I can but shorten thy life 1 week. And thou, fresh piece of excellent witchcraft, whom of force must know the royal food, thou copst wish with.
My heart.
I'll have thy beauty scratched with briars and made more homely than thy state. For thee, fond boy, if I may ever know thou dost but sigh, that thou dost no more shalt see these rack, as never mean but thou shalt, will bar thee from succession, not hold thee from our blood, no, not our kin, farther out than the Ducalion off. What's that? Mark thou my words. Follow us to the court. Thou, churl, for this time, though full of our displeasure, yet we free thee from the dead blow of it. And you, enchantment, worthy enough of a herdsman, yea, him too, that makes himself, but for our honor therein, unworthy of thee, if ever, henceforth, thou these rule latches to his entrance open, or hoop his body more than thy embraces, I will devise a death as cruel for thee as thou art tendered to it.
Even here undone, I was not much afeard, for once or twice I was about to speak, and tell him plainly, the self-same sun that shines upon his court hides not his visage from our cottage, but looks on alike. Will please you, sir, be gone. I told you what would come of this. Beseech you, of your own state take care. This dream of mine, being now awake, I'll queen it no inch further, but milk my ewes and weep.
Why, how now, father? Speak ere thou diest. Oh, I cannot speak, nor think, nor dare to know what I know. Oh, you have undone a man of 83 that ought to build his grave in quiet, yea, to die upon the bed my father died upon, to lie close to his honor bones. But now some hangman must give you. Put upon my shroud and lay me where no priest shovels in dust. O cursed wretch! Thou knowest this was the prince, and wouldst adventure to mingle faith with him. Undone! Undone! Oh, if I but died within this hour, I have lived to die when I desire.
Why look you so upon me? I am but sorry, not afeard, delayed, but nothing altered. What I was, I am. More straining on for plucking back, not following my leash unwillingly.
Well, we do have, gracious my lord, you know your father's temper, and at this time he will allow no speech, where I do guess you do a purpose to him, and as hardly will he endure your sight as yet, I fear. Yet, till the fury of his likeness settle, come not before him.
I not purpose it. I think, Camillo?
Even he, my lord, even he.
How often have I told you 'twould be thus? How often said my dignity would last but till 'twere known?
It cannot fail but by the violation of my faith. Then let nature crush the sides of the earth together and mar the seeds within. Lift up thy looks, from my succession wipe me. Father, I am heir to my affection.
Be advised.
I am, and by my fancy, if my reason will thereto be obedient, if not, my senses, that are pleased with madness, do bid it welcome
This is desperate, sir.
So call it. But if it does so fulfill my vow, I needs must think it honestly. Camillo, not for Bohemia, nor the pomp that may be threat gleaned, for all the sun's seas, or the close earth wombs, or the profound sea hides in unknown fathoms, I will break my oath to this, my fair beloved. Therefore, I pray you, as you have ever been my father's honored friend, when he shall miss me, as in faith I mean not to see him any more, cast your good counsels upon his passion. Let myself and fortune tug for that time to come. This you may know and so deliver. I am put to sea, with her whom here I cannot hold on shore, and most opportune to our need, I have the vessel rides fast by, but not prepared for this design. What course I mean to hold shall nothing benefit your knowledge, nor concern me the reporting.
Oh, my lord, I would your spirit would easier for advice, more stronger for your need.
Hark, Perdita. I'll hear you by and by.
He's irremovable, resolved for flight, and were I happy, it is his going I would frame to my turn, and save him from danger, do him love and honor, and purchase the sight again of dear Cecilia, and that unhappy king, my master, whom I so much thirst to see.
Now, good Camillo, I am so fraught with curious business that I leave out ceremony.
Sir, I think you have of my poor services in the love that I have borne your father.
Very nobly have you deserved it. It is my father's music to speak your deeds, not little of his care to have them recompensed as thought on.
Well, my lord, if you please me to think I love the king, and through him who's nearest to him, which is your gracious self, embrace but my direction. If your poor, ponderous, and settled project may suffer alteration, or mine honor to point you, you shall have such receiving as shall become your highness, where you may enjoy your mistress, from the whom I see there is no disjunction to be made, but by as heavens forfend your ruin. Marry her, and with my best endeavors in your absence, your discontenting father strive to qualify and bring him up to liking. And with that, let us go on to Act 5.
Will be done.
Act 5, because they have solved their differences with the two lovers. And now we'll go to see Miss Paulina and Leontes. And that's Act 5. Yes, Act 5, Scene 1. I will read Cleomenes. Sir, you have done enough and have performed a saint-like sorrow. No fault could you make, but you would have redeemed, indeed, paid down to the more penitence than done trespass, or at the last, and do the heavens have done, forget your evil, and with them forgive yourself.
Whilst I remember her and her virtues, I cannot forget my blemishes in them. So still think of the wrong I did myself, which was so much that Erison hath made my kingdom and destroyed the companion that ere man bred so proud of.
True, too true, my lord. If one by one you wedded all the world. For from all that are took something good to make a perfect woman. She you killed would be unparalleled.
I did go kill. She I killed. I did go. But thou strikest me sorely to say I did. It is as bitter upon thy tongue as in my thoughts. Thou couldst thou say so, but seldom.
Not at all, good lady. You might have spoken 1,000 things that would have done in the time more benefit, and graced your kindness better.
You are one of those who would have him wed again.
And that's Dion.
Dion.
Yes. Let us skip this scene and go right into meeting the statue of Hermione. And I think Perdita? No. So Leilani, assume a position for a statue.
What scene is this?
Well, yeah, I'm confused.
Okay, we are in Act 5. We have gone and gone and gone to Act 5, Scene 3.
Ah, that's what I needed to know.
That's wide. Very last scene. So Paulina is a statue. That's, I don't think you want to hold that for days. Maybe on the chin or something, you know, like the
Sleeping Buddha.
Ah, yes.
O grave and good Paulina, the
Yes.
great comfort that I have had of thee.
What sovereign, sir? I did not, well, I meant well. All of my services you have paid home, but that you have vouchsafed with your crown brother and these your contracted heirs of your kingdoms, my poor house to visit. It is a surplus of your grace, which never in my life may last to answer.
Oh, Paulina, we honor you with trouble, but we came to see the statue of your gallery. We have passed through, not without much content and many singularities, but we saw not that which my daughter came to look upon, the statue of her mother.
As she lived peerless, so her dead likeness, I do well believe, excels whatever you looked upon, or hand of man hath done. Therefore I keep it lonely, apart, but there it is, prepared to see the life as lively mocked as ever, still sleep, mocked death, behold, and say 'tis well. I like your silence, it is more shows off your wonder, but yet speak. First you, my liege, comes it not something near?
Natural posture. Chide me, dear stone, I may say, indeed, thou art Hermione, for rather thou art she, and thy not chiding, for she was as tender as infancy. But that Hermione was not so much wrinkled, nothing for age.
Oh, not by much.
So much the more. Our carver's excellence, which lets go by some 16 years and makes her as she lived now.
As now she might have done, so much to my good comfort as it is now piercing to my soul. Oh, thus she stood, even with such life of majesty, form life as now it cold as that. And first I wooed her, and ashamed, does not the stone rebuke me for being more stone than it? O royal peace, this magic in thy majesty, which has my evils conjured to remembrance, and from thy admiring daughter took the spirits, standing like stone with thee.
Perdita, why don't you be Una? Would you read that one line? She's gone.
Huh? Which one?
It's and give me leave.
And good relief.
Give me leave.
Oh, and give me leave, and do not say 'tis a superstition that I kneel and then implore her blessing. Lady, dear queen, that ended when I but began, give me that hand of yours to kiss.
Oh, patience! This statue is but newly fixed. The color's not dry.
My lord, your sorrow was just too sore laid on, which 16 winters cannot blow away, and so many summers dry, scarce any joy can ever so long live, so sorrow and killed itself much sooner.
Dear my brother, let him that was the cause of this have power to take off so much grief from you as he will pierce up in himself.
Indeed, my lord, if I had thought the sight of my poor image would thus have wrought you, for the stone is mine, I'd not have showed it.
Do not draw the curtain.
No longer shall you gaze on't, lest your fancy may think anon it moves.
Let be, let be. Yes, but let the king so.
Microphone.
What?
Cannot hear your microphone.
What was he that made it?
Yes.
See, my lord, would you not deem it breath, and that those veins did verily bear blood?
Mastily done. The very life that seems to warm upon her lip.
The fixture of her eye has motion in it, as we are mocked with art.
I'll draw the curtain. My lord's almost so far transported that he'll think anon it lives.
Oh, sweet Paulina, make me to think so 20 years together. No settled senses of the world can match the pleasure of that madness. Let alone.
I am very sorry, sir, I have thus far stirred you, but I could afflict you farther.
Do, Paulina, for this affliction as a taste as sweet as any cordial comfort. Still, methinks there is an air comes from her. What fine chisel could ever yet cut breath? Let no man mock me, for I will kiss her.
Good my lord, forbear. The ruddiness upon her lip is wet. You'll mar it if you kiss it. Stain your own with oily painting. Shall I draw the curtain?
No, not these 20 years.
So long could I stand by and look her on.
Either forbear, quit presently the chapel, or resolve you for more amazement. If you can behold it, I'll make the statue move, indeed, descend and take you by the hand. But then you'll think, which I protest against, I am assisted by wicked powers.
What you can make her do, I am content to look on. What to speak, I am content to hear. For 'tis as easy to make her speak as move.
It is required. You do not awake your faith, and all stand still. On those that think it is unlawful business I'm about, let them depart.
Proceed, no foot shall stir.
Music, awake her, strike. 'Tis time, descend, bestow no more, approach, strike all that look upon with marvel. Come, I'll fill your grave up. Stir, nay, come away. Bequeath to death your numbness, for from him dear life redeems you. You perceive, she stirs. Start now. Her actions, start not her actions, shall be holy as you hear my spell is lawful. Do not shun her until you see her die again, for then You'll kill her double. Nay, present your hand. When she was young and you wooed her, now in age, is it she becomes the suitor?
She's far. This being magic, let it be an art.
She embraces him.
Oh, she hangs about his neck as if she pertained to life. Let her speak too.
Aye, and make it manifest where she has lived, or how stolen from the dead.
That she is living were it but told you, should be hooted at like an old tale, but it appears she lives, though yet she speak not. Mark a little while, please you to interpose. Fair madam, kneel, and pray your mother's blessing. Turn, good lady, our Perdita is found.
You gods, look down, and from your sacred vials pour your graces upon my daughter's head. Tell me, mine own, where hast thou been preserved? Where lived? How found thy father's court? For thou shalt hear that I, knowing by Paulina that the oracle gave hope thou wast in being, have preserved myself to see the issue.
There's time enough for that, lest they desire upon this push to trouble your joys with like relation. Go together, you precious winners, all your exaltation, partake to every one. I, an old turtle, will wing me to some withered bough, and there my mate is never to be found again. Lament till I am lost.
Oh, peace, Paulina. Thou shouldst the husband take for my consent, says I by thine advice. This is a match made between by vow. Thou hast found mine, but how is to be questioned? For I saw her, as I thought myself. But I saw her as I thought dead, and have in vain said many a prayer upon her grave. I'll not seek far for him, I partly know his mind. To find thee an honorable husband, come, Camillo, take her by the hand, whose worth and honesty is richly noted, and here justified by us, a pair of kings. Let's from this place. But look upon my brother, both your pardons and ere I put between your holy looks my ill suspicion, this your son-in-law, and son unto the king, whom heaven's directing is troth light to your daughter. Good Paulina, lead us from hence, where we may leisurely each one demand an answer to his part performed in this wide gap of time, since first we were dissevered. Hastily lead away.
Yay! Yay!
Persevered, or persevered.
Persevered. It's a strange word. Well, that was delightful. It was weird, but it was delightful.
Yeah, it was weird and delightful, yes.
So 2 weeks from now, on the 25th, Sunday, The Tempest.
I've already
That's a
tuned
good
to it.
one.
Okay.
And that is coming up with maybe Eden Lee will come back to read Prospera. If not, we'll find out what happens.
Well, hopefully we'll have a hurricane that night.
Yeah, let's have another tempest. What was it, Douglas, that got us a couple of months ago?
Yeah, and didn't show up.
And didn't show up, right. But that's all right. I would rather have it be that way. Thank you, one and all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay, fun, fun, fun.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Hang loose.
Oh, wait. Screenshot. Hold on. Let me take a screenshot. Screenshot. Let me see. Before we leave. Okay, screenshot. One more. All right, thank you.
All right, then we find the right place to go here. There we go. Aloha!
And go like this.
Yeah, I got the shaka, don't we? Got the shaka.
Loose.
Hang loose.
Aloha.
I know